Hello, everyone. Wyatt Claypool here. And the video today is basically a virtual principal's office because I need to chastise someone who also works at the National Telegraph, who's been running around Toronto, making all sorts of trouble, abusing liberal ministers. Daniel, what's going on? You guys may have not seen Daniel for a while, but while I'm psychotically making videos every day, he is psychotically going around attacking ministers, apparently.
Attacking. I attacked Yara Sachs. So no, she was out in public and I asked her a question. And it was...
Apparently it is literally hate speech. And I'm taking Yara Sachs' side because how could I not?
Let's take Yara Sachs speech because should we read her statement to see just what I'm accused of? So we'll read her statement and then we can show the video, which is under a minute. And then we can all just enjoy the level of Justin Trudeau's Canada that this is being. This is an absolute masterpiece.
This is the most 2024 liberal story you will see in the year 2024, which is perfect because we're ending the year off with it. Here we go. This is from Yara Sachs saying, to those who pose as journalists to simply harass, record gotcha moments, and make a quick buck off rage on social media, the answer is no. And now, Daniel, I want you to read the rest of her statement.
To those who pose as journalists to simply harass female leaders, record gotcha moments, and make a quick buck off rage on social media, the answer is no. No, you may not shove a camera in faces or hurl vitriol to demean those you disagree with. No, you may not seek to silence opinions that are different from yours just to dehumanize and demonize others. That's my favorite one. I'm trying to silence her by asking her a question. Asking her questions is silencing her. It's amazing.
She also knows a lot about dehumanization. She asked Mahmoud Abbas about what's dehumanizing and what is not.
No, you may not incite free hate. And then she's added some Hebrew words to try and wrap herself in the Jewish community, even though they all hate her more than I do. Well, less than I do. When men seek to intimidate female leaders, one, how did she know my gender? This is assault and misgendering, so she's going to jail. When men seek to intimidate female leaders for the entertainment of their echo chamber of hate, that's you guys, you're an echo chamber of hate. It's their cowardice that shines through at the end. Yes, I'm so cowardly that I confronted a liberal minister. Like, what are you talking about? When our community
she was the one who ran away.
When our community is struggling, showing up matters. Hard conversations matter. It's my duty to you as your member of parliament. As a proud member of the Jewish community, I will continue to show up because that is what it means to do this work. Not just when it's easy, but when it's hard.
Oh my God. Everyone better go and relocate to York Center to vote for Yara Sachs because she's so brave. She's so brave. She stood up to this monster sitting next to me. I don't even know why he's allowed on the channel anymore. I should have disowned him.
We have to show the video because it's like it just instantly it starts in, and 2 seconds in, I say I'm like, yo, do you think Justin Trudeau should resign? She just grabs my phone, and she was like grabbing onto my phone. I was like, what are you doing? You crazy?
You guys have to see it to believe it. So we have that statement, and now we have this video. This video of guys. Viewer discretion advised. There's some violence, some hatred,
misogyny about, right? If you're a woman, there's no way. I mean, I'm sorry that you probably won't survive. This is 45 or 46 seconds. You might not survive off of the secondhand misogyny in this video. Well,
trigger warning: dehumanization as president, sexism, probably transphobia too. Although she was the one who committed it.
Pause the video, buy a defibrillator, and have it right beside you, ready to resuscitate yourself. Which you will eventually need when you see what craziness transpires here.
Yeah.
I'm here with Minister Sachs. Minister Sachs, do you think Justin Trudeau should resign? Are you grabbing my phone? Yeah, you're in public, Minister Sachs. Do you believe that Justin Trudeau should resign? Minister Sachs, are you going to vote no confidence in the upcoming election? Minister Sachs, do you support the ceasing of Israel-Canada relations? Minister Sachs, do you support Jagmeet Singh and Justin Trudeau?
You really shouldn't be walking back here. There's all these wires.
Yes, Minister Sachs, why are you walking back here, Minister Sachs? Minister Sachs, will you be voting to keep Justin Trudeau in office or out of office? Will there be an election coming up soon, Minister Sachs? Minister Sachs, can you tell us the meaning of Hanukkah? Minister Sachs, do you have any thoughts on Hanukkah, the Maccabees, Israel?
You should maybe explain that last comment there, because if you don't know, it's quite deserved from Yahara Sachs, because I referenced it earlier, her meeting with Mahmoud Abbas, but maybe you should give some more background.
Well, yeah, like, okay, this Badger Shepherd, right? She's this hated, like, she's a Jew on the other side. She has a history of like far left anti-Israel, anti-Semitic activism, right? Being the good Jew, right? I'm the good Jew. The rest of the bad Jews. You can make people like it. So she's generally reviled within the community, who kind of got elected because she kind of put her far left activism aside and pretended she was a moderate liberal to get elected, a couple of years ago, and people were stupid and fell for it. But now it's all come to light and everyone's seen how she acted. She's universally reviled. So it's Hanukkah. And I'm asking her, I asked her this because I thought it said the funny then, like, do you have any thoughts about Hanukkah, the Maccabees? Because like Hanukkah is a very based holiday. Like Hanukkah is a story of like Jewish, Jews retaking their homeland in Israel from the Greeks, and like the Maccabees, like the first people they fought were like the Yahara Sachs of their day. So it was just like, because I knew also she was going to play the "this is anti-Semitism" card. So I asked her like, any thoughts about Hanukkah, Israel, the Maccabees? This you want to say? And she's just there. So like, this is what she is. Like, this is me trying to silence her. This is me trying to be misogynist.
We also acknowledge this clip is 50 seconds. And I assume that after you stopped recording, you didn't then just start like laying down fists on her.
Throwing haymakers at Yahara Sachs.
Yeah, it's a 50-second clip of you asking her questions where even if she gave you a boilerplate answer, you'd have probably been like, and then walked away. Like, that's a pretty pathetic answer. You wouldn't have kept following her if she was just like, I stand beside Trudeau, or this is an internal caucus matter.
So, I mean, if people want like the background here, or like, oh, there's something more to this, Daniel, like, yeah, okay.
I have that clip ready for in the synagogue, but we can get into
it.
In
the synagogue, like, yeah.
This is also another. This is also another piece of background, just so people can see the photo. So in the middle, right there. Maybe Daniel, you explain it from here.
That's Mahmoud Abbas, Melanie Jolie, and Yahara Sachs. So Mahmoud Abbas is the head of the PA. He has a PhD from the Soviet Union in Holocaust denial. I'm not joking. He has a doctorate in Holocaust denial. So he's Dr. Abbas, and his doctorate is basically saying that the Jews invented the Holocaust. Like, this is his PhD. He wrote a whole PhD thesis on the Jews did the Holocaust. So this is who she's holding hands with. And the liberals dragged her because she's Jewish on this Middle Eastern trip to legitimize all the Arab quasi-terrorist leaders by saying, look, there's a Jewish lady here. They can't be anti-Semitic. And that was Yahara Sachs' job, is holding hands with tyrants and dictators and anti-Semites to say, look, they're fine. They're not anti-Semitic, these terrorists. We can bring as many of them we wanted to Canada. So that's her.
And it's absolutely wild when she says that you are somehow implying that you are dehumanizing her in that 50-second clip while she's taking photos with a guy who literally runs a pay-for-slay program where the families of terrorists will get a pension if their son goes and stabs, shoots, or blows up Jews in Israel.
Paid for by our taxpayer dollars through UNRWA.
Yeah.
So this
because
is why
give them a bunch of money every year.
Fund UNRWA. Like, one of the biggest things in UNRWA is like actually going to pay like people to be terrorists. But okay, so this is why the Jewish community hates her in this background. But she's always been a far left anti-Canadian. She's as anti-Canadian as she is anti-Israel. So I hate her from a Canadian perspective too. Like, she's anti against the fundamental things. But the background is like, yeah, she knows who I am because back last January or whatever. I mean, it might have been I think it was January because Solomon's shoulder had been dislocated. So it was earlier this year. At the beginning part of this year, yeah, there was a town hall, a fake town hall where no one was allowed to ask questions, and it was like a politician speech. And then Yara got up, and I kind of started heckling Yahara Sachs, and I led the whole crowd, and the entire crowd started booing and heckling Yahara Sachs. And then she got up and tried to say, "Oh, I'm here to listen to you." And then Solomon jumped up and gave her some shit for being a trash person. And
so maybe we should show this clip that went on here of her, like, them trying to escort you out of the room.
Oh, this is a different synagogue, yeah.
We go out. Daniel, let's go out.
Okay. You protect Yahara Sachs? This is her.
Are you proud to shaking Mahmoud Abbas' hand?
Yeah, maybe I can find the other clip later.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's the second time I got a synagogue to boo Yahara Sachs. Okay, so actually twice I've been in. She has come into the public Jewish community twice for like a planned public appearance that wasn't just sprung on people last second. Like, oh, and Yahara Sachs is here, and she shows up, sneaks in, and says, "I think killing Jews is bad," then runs away. So the 2 times she's actually had a public appearance in the Jewish community in Toronto, I've been there, and it has resulted, not fully by actions, but it has resulted in the entire crowd booing her, right? And her being heckled by the entire community twice. So
I think
yeah,
the first time you guys called them out for literally having pre-planned questions and people weren't actually allowed to ask her anything, even though it was an open forum as it
that
was
was the
billed.
town hall. Yeah, that was a night at that was clearly by the Pride of Israel synagogue. I think that was a means of like they were bowing down to the liberals and the Olivia Chow to get some funding, because they've been attacked. And I think the liberals were like, okay, if you whitewash us and you bring Yara Sachs and Olivia Chow on stage to whitewash their anti-Semitism, to say that they have a relationship with the community, you guys can get some money for a rehabilitation fund of blah 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 blah. That's what I assume was going on behind the scenes there. And like again, so that's why Olivia Chow and Yara Sachs and a lot of the useless politicians in the city don't like me, because if I'm there and they're there, I'll ask them a question. I'll be like, here's the question that the Canadians want to know. Yeah, I'll throw a phone in your face. You're a minister. And if you don't want people to ask you questions, hire private security to stand with you and like intimidate so no one can ever get close to you. Fine, do that.
And think about it, she's at a Jewish community event in public, and isn't it telling that she doesn't feel the need to have security? It's almost like it's not necessary. The thing is, if she actually felt threatened day to day by the Jewish community, she would do this. She's implying you're hateful. At the same time, she cannot bring herself to condemn the actual people cosplaying as terrorists on the streets, praising Yahya Sinwar, the now deceased.
Right across the street from her, right? And she's so stupid. She could have just let this go instead of keeping me in the news. Like, dude,
what did she think they were going to be like, ratioing Daniel?
It's like, dude, I have 70,000 plus followers on Twitter. It's not like that's the most, or like that's a brag, and people are saying that. I'm just simply saying that. Like, if you're like, dude, don't pick a fight with me on the internet. Like, that's my home turf.
Especially in 2024, late 2024.
With me in Parliament. Say some stuff about me in Parliament. We have parliamentary immunity, and I can't do anything about it. And like, you can use the powers of government in your office to mess with me. Do that. Don't come into This is like a home game for me. You're gonna have this fight on Twitter? Fine. You idiot. You idiot. Yeah. I'll take it. Salman called me and asked me, how much can you pay Yara Sachs to put this tweet out about you? And I said, about half the money that Modi pays me to do everything else. Like, that's you idiot. Stupid dummy. These are the idiots running our country.
We just need to do one more thing before we end this video. Guys, look at the polling. She could have just walked away. She could have just not done this. She has a 0% chance of winning her re-election right now in York Center. Is it York Center? That's right. That's her riding.
Yep.
Look at it. 28% they're projecting. And after today's Angus Reid poll, does anyone doubt that this is going to be reality? If anything, this is probably undershooting it, because this is not yet taking into account the Angus Reid poll. Yeah. So what do you predict in terms of Toronto's outcomes in the 2025 federal election?
Oh, yeah. I think it's going to go anywhere that isn't hard left is going to go blue. So yeah, there'll be downtown parts where they'll be like, yeah, the Liberals and the NDP are fighting over whatever communists. Listen, there are parts of the country that will never vote right. There's parts of the country that will never vote left. Those are the
downtown Winnipeg is that way. They have Leah Gazin,
the downtown pseudo-communist nonsense Torontonians, losers. They'll vote the way they vote. They might be more split. They might vote NDP instead of Liberal because of Justin. But again, any suburb, or like, again, York Center is more like North York, a bit of a suburban part of the city. Those are all going blue. Those are all going blue. No one wants this anymore.
Well, good to hear. And with that, that's pretty much it for us today. We'll see you guys in another video. Daniel will probably have more time in the future to do solo videos, but know that if you don't see something from him in a while, it's probably because he is in a knife fight with some liberal pansy or whatever, and he is probably winning. But make sure to subscribe, everyone. Like this video, leave a comment, say what you think about Daniel's hair. I don't know. Do something. Get Daniel's face tattooed onto your face, as he sometimes used to say.
Yeah. You support the show. Get a tattoo of my face onto your face.
Yeah. And barring that, you can always just donate to the Give Send Go legal fund in the description below. And yeah, again, like, share, subscribe. See you guys all next time.